We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madness. Moving on to our video. Yes, as we have stated before, every time we start in a video, you're going to see this man's photograph until he's caught. Yes, man, we won't stop. We know that one day somebody will see his photograph somewhere in the world and they will give him up. So we won't stop putting you out there, Froggy, until you're arrested and charged and extradited, charged and extradited for the killing of Javon Jameson. Yeah, man, that's Marlon Pelpa's son. So yeah, we won't take the spotlight off you, so don't want to feel like you're going to have a beautiful Christmas. Because we want you in jail before Christmas, or even the departure lounge would be better. That would be justice served. Because you are the one that, one of the men that fire fatal bullets in his body and take him from us for no one reason, all because of you believe that you are God and your life is precious, but his weren't. But we want you to know that we have our eyes on you wherever you are. You're not supposed to sleep comfortable at any time. But we'd like for you to go to the departure lounge. That would be justice. Because we know that the laws in New York tend to favor the criminals. You get parole after a certain amount of time. We don't believe in that. That's why we love the state of Florida, because guess what? The death penalty is here. You want to send all corals and corobunkers like you to the death row. Yeah, so moving on. So you know that the two police officers that was arrested and charged with the triple murder out by Kingston Eastern Division, for killing those criminals, those murderers, the one that used their gun and hit the old lady across her face, causing her jaw to swollen and for her to lose one of her teeth. Yeah, she lost her tooth, and she was bleeding. And at the time she prayed to God that God will take care of him. And in less than 48 hours, God really answered her prayers, because God put wickeder men over these wicked men. Between all three men, they have killed 17 Jamaicans. In Jamaica is a criminal's paradise where the criminals are lauded, revered, and celebrated. So those who have known me from my days as a civilian growing up in Jamaica to the moment I proudly donned the uniform of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, know one thing for certain: the police were always my heroes. Yes, in Jamaica, the police were always my hero. This admiration was born out, not out of any movies or stories, but from a profound personal encounter at a tender age of 4. It was at 78 Setimo Street, Jonestown, Kingston 12, where my life was forever shaped by a man who embodied bravery, justice, a man who became my idol. Yes, man, talk about him all the time, Detective Tom Levine, was more than just a police officer. He was a community legend. Back then, Jonestown was no stranger to danger. Criminals roamed boldly, their reign of terror leaving many paralyzed with fear. Yet in the midst of this chaos, there stood Levine. He was the epitome of an honest, decent, ethical and fearless cop. When others recoiled from the killers, Detective Levine faced them head on. His reputation was built on bravado, but on results, on the lives he saved and the property he protected. Even as a young boy, I could see the respect he commanded. Killers who terrorized others trembled in his presence. To me, he was a real-life superhero and the kind of man every boy dream of becoming. My family had a share of police officers, but none of them worked in our neighborhood. None of them had the visceral, daily impact on our community that Tom Levine did. I knew then, as just 4 years old, that I did not want to grow up to be like anyone else. I want to be like Tom Levine. Yes, Detective Levine. Fast forward to 2024, and my love for the police force remains unwavering. Only thing that I don't like thieving police officers, yes, and they don't like me. So they feel in the reciprocal. You cannot be a police officer and a thief. You're in the wrong job. If you're a thief, you're a thief. You can't be both. And that seems to be where the economy, where the problem arises with yours truly and them. But the Jamaica I serve today is not the Jamaica I grew up in. It's a Jamaica where the lines between right and wrong have become blurred by the voices of opportunists, bloggers, vloggers, and so-called moral gatekeepers. Consider this recent incident in the Kingston Eastern Police Division. 2 police officers, a corporal and a constable, found themselves arrested and charged with 3 counts of murder. Their alleged crime: confronting, neutralizing 3 notorious career killers. These men weren't petty criminals. They were monsters who had collectively ended the lives of 17 Jamaicans. Their legacy was one of devastation and grief, and their intention that day were clear. They were ready to kill again. The officers had no choice but to send them to the departure lounge, sparing innocent lives and preventing another mass shooting. Yet, instead of being hailed as heroes, these officers were vilified. The same voice condemning their actions were eerily silent when shortly after, Jamaica experienced 2 more mass shootings. Families mourned, communities wept, and suddenly people were questioning, why didn't the police prevent this? Are you people real? How can you condemn the very men and women who risk their lives daily to protect you guys? How can you call for justice for murderers while ignoring the cries of their victims? You have to choose one. You can't have the both. The truth is, this isn't about morality. It's about convenience. It's easier to critique the police from behind screens and to stand in their shoes. Yes. So it's easier to point finger than to face the harsh reality of crime in Jamaica. Detective Levine taught me what it meant to be fearless, to stand for what is right, even when it's unpopular. That's why I am who I am. Today, I carry that lesson with me as I watch officers navigate an increasingly thankless profession. They deserve our support, not our condemnation. Because without them, who will stand between the killers and the innocent? Who? So, that's what we talk about, the dirty bungles, them and all of these corros and corrobunkers. And you have a lot of them on YouTube, but people support them. Because Jamaican people, whether or not you want to believe, yes, some of them are nice section of society, love criminals. They make excuse, the biggest excuse you can think. These people are some violent, wicked people. So growing up in the heart of Jamaica, the belly of the beast, where the pulse of life beats to the rhythm of resilience and hope, I learned early on the importance of heroes like Detective Tom Levine, whose mere presence on 7 September Street, Jonestown, Kingston, 12 inspired an entire community. Levine wasn't just a cop, he was a protector, a man who struck fear into the hearts of killers and earn the undying respect of decent, law-abiding people. His example lit a fire in me, shaping my dream of becoming a police officer who stand tall against the forces of evil. The world feels darker today, more twisted. Heroes are harder to find, not because they don't exist, but because their light is often eclipsed by the voices of those who glorify criminals and vilify the protectors. 2 police officers of Kingston Eastern Division found themselves at the center of this storm, their crime defending the defenseless. These officers confronted 3 killers, men who had left a bloody trail, 17 bodies behind them. They weren't just criminals, they were predators. That day, the officers faced them down along Windward Road and Mountain View Avenue, ensuring they would never harm another soul. Yet, instead of gratitude, they were met with condemnation, not from the communities they serve, but from the new breed of influencers, the bloggers and vloggers who cheer for the wrong side. So let me tell you about these so-called voices of the people. They don't speak for Evelyns, the Evelyns of Jamaica, the elderly woman, like the 75-year-old grandmother who fell victim to these killers. Picture this, Evelyn, a pillar of her community, standing on her porch, getting ready to go to the market. As she about to leave, walk out, when one of these men, armed with a 9mm pistol, struck her across her face. Her tooth shattered, her face swelled with pain and humiliation. And the boy took her purse and said to her, "Old girl, you're lucky today. You know, a good mother's gonna kill you." This wasn't a random act of violence. It was calculated, show of dominance, a message that no one was safe. Evelyn prayed at night, her whispers reaching the heavens. In less than 48 hours, justice answered. The same men who had attacked her met their end during that fateful encounter with their police officers. But whilst Evelyn's tears of relief barely had time to dry it up, these bloggers and defenders of the indefensible took to their platform to cry foul. So let's name them for what they are. Do Not Resist, that's DNR, a so-called commentator who championed the rights of killers over the safety of victims. Then Dirty Bongo Q, spewing venom against killers while turning a blind eye to the devastation of criminals cause. And this is a man who had committed murder, and he's hitting out against a police officer when he had committed 2 murders, calling the police murderers without being convicted. Slow 4 TV, another voice in the chorus. Yeah man, slickly packaging in lies and propaganda to cast the killers as innocent youths. And finally, there is Froggy, a transgender individual who believe they are a man but spend their energy attacking law enforcement while defending the monster who terrorize our community. Yeah, Froggy is a woman who think that she's a man. I know it sounds confusing still, but yeah, Froggy is a transgender, is a woman who thinks she's a man. Yeah, Froggy yeah. So while defending the monsters who terrorize the community. So these voices are not just loud, they are relentless. They have painted the officers as villains, twisting narratives to fit their agenda. But let me ask you this, where were these bloggers when Evelyn was nursing her wound? Did they stand up for her, for the countless other victims who have suffered at the hands of these killers? Of course not. Their outrage is selective, their morality twisted in suit their agenda. But here's what they don't understand. Jamaica is a community, and communities don't forget. Evelyn's story is our story. It's the story of every grandmother, every child, every law-abiding citizens who dare to dream of a safer tomorrow. It's the story of heroes like Detective Levine, and for the 2 brave officers who stood their ground when it matters most. We won't let these bloggers rewrite the truth. We won't let their lies overshadow the courage of our police or the pain of our victims. Share the story. Tell your friend, your family, and your neighbors. Let them know that we stand together, a united community against the forces of darkness. And to those who glorify criminals and condemn our protectors, hear this. Jamaica doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us, the decent, honest and brave Jamaicans, and we will never back down. So this is where the story takes a sharp turn and exposes the deep hypocrisy of certain individuals, particularly Soul Flow and Ugly Dan or Froggy Dan. Ugly Dan or Froggy Dan. These two have built their platforms around narratives that sway their audience, often ignoring facts to suit their agenda. Yet, their action, lack thereof, speak volumes about the selective morality they so brazenly display. So let me paint the picture for you. Soul Flow and Ugly Dan, that Froggy Dan, yeah, Ugly Dan, have been some of the loudest voices cheering for Vybz Kartel. Yes, the convicted murderer of Clive Lizard Williams. Despite Kartel's convictions, these individuals have tirelessly defended him, pushing the narrative that he's a victim of the system. Not only that, but they have gone as far as to publicly declare that Lizard deserved to die, justifying his murder by claiming he was a killer himself. Now here's the kicker. Why didn't the same logic apply when it came to the two police officers in Kingston Eastern Division? These officers confronted 3 career criminals who were in a blatant violation of their bail condition. When men who terrorized their community and left 17 bodies in their wake, the cops acted decisively, potentially saving countless lives in the process. Yet instead of defending these officers under the principle of innocent until proven guilty, Soul Flow, Ugly Dan, that a Froggy Dan, turn on them. We have to talk about Do Not Resist and Dirty Bungle Q, condemning them without a shred of benefits and doubt that they extend to Vybz Kartel. Is it because these officers don't have fan base of low IQ followers who can't tell right from wrong? Up from down? Yeah, because as you know, Froggy Dan can't tell it up from down, you know. If a woman have vagina and feel say her body share, that shows that she don't know the difference between up and down. I don't understand that, you know, although I can't try to, because you understand what I'm saying? That you know, some form of madness right there. So, or is it because they aren't flashy artists whose fame can be exploited for clicks and views? This glaring double standard exposes the selective morality of these individuals. So if they like you, they will defend you, no matter the evidence. But if they don't fit their narrative, you are guilty until proven otherwise. The hypocrisy is staggering. These officers are heroes. They didn't just enforce the law, they upheld a sense of justice that these bloggers conveniently ignore. The man they stopped had no business being in the area based on court rulings and bail conditions. They were there to wreak havoc, to continue their cycle of violence. And when the officers took action, they saved life. Yet, rather than being celebrated for their bravery, they were attacked by the same voices who defend a convicted murderer. This is where we, as a community, need to stand firm. We cannot let these narratives cloud the truth. We cannot let the voice of selective morality dictate who we see as heroes and who we see as villains. Because, make no mistake, these officers are heroes. They protected the community when it need them most, risking their lives to ensure that innocent people did not become the next victims. So here's the challenge to Soul Flow and Ugly Dan, that's a Froggy Dan, and their ilk. Where is your consistency? Where is your sense of justice? If you could defend a convicted murderer like Kartel, why not these officers who acted in defense of their community? For me, there is no question. These officers stood tall in the face of danger. They acted with courage, saving lives and ensuring that lawless actions of these men did not spill more innocent blood. Share the story. Let the world know that we will not be silent by hypocrites who twist the truth to suit their whims. Let them know that we stand with our heroes, the men and women who protect us when no one else will. Fortunately, one of the sharp-eye members of the PIA at Politics Watch reached out and sent us a revealing video. In it, Sir P, the voice behind Politics Watch, made it abundantly clear that he harbors no sympathy for the killers who met their fate along Windward Road and Mountain View Avenue. His words struck a chord, a powerful reminder that while his approach may differ from yours, his disdain for criminal is as fierce and unyielding as your own. So they are saying, so boy, yeah, we have a similarity. The same way as we celebrate the death of the 3 gunmen, them, I same thing that he's doing over there. So that's a big blow to the manpower. Do not resist, yeah man. Do not resist. The guy when I have no talent, all him just right for other people. Work for live. All corros down bonkers. Same a YouTube God. And a YouTube God, a YouTube dead. If people no do, if people no vomit, him can't eat. And as a virgin tell me, say, boy, the man of Politics Watch eat the man with a passion. And the man I roast, not even vulture. The man I roast all hog. Yeah. So it's worth noting that Sir P, though quiet about it, has an immense respect for you and your work. The way you confront issues head on, calling out criminals and their enablers with unapologetic fervor, doesn't make you an enemy of his. In fact, it highlights the two distinct yet complementary way both of you stands firmly on the side of justice. You are hardcore, unflinching and direct, a blunt force against criminality. Sir P operates differently, using his platform to dissect and expose the rot in a more measured, strategic manner. Together, you represent two sides of the same kind, a sheer hatred for the cancer of crime that plagued Jamaica. As someone who was born and raised in the belly of the beast, I can tell you firsthand, Jamaica is a criminal's paradise in the Caribbean Sea. It's not just the criminals act themselves, it's a culture that enables them. Our people, whether by design or conditioning, have been brainwashed, nurtured and indoctrinated into a mindset that sympathizes with wrongdoers while vilifying those who enforce the law. Time and time again we have seen it. A killer terrorizes a community, and when the police intervene, risking their lives to bring justice, the narrative is flipped. Suddenly the criminal becomes a martyr, a misguided youth, while the officers are labeled as aggressors. It's a twisted reality where justice is jeered and lawlessness is lauded and celebrated. This isn't by accident. It is a result of decades of systemic corruption, a failing justice system, and a culture that glorifies the wrong eras. Being a police officer in Jamaica is not just for the faint of heart. It's a grueling, thankless job where the very people you are trying to protect often stand against you. The brainwashing runs deep. Communities defend their killers, blaming everyone but the killers, the criminals themselves. The indoctrination had made them blind to the devastation wrought by the very men they shield. Yet there are those like you and Sir P who refuse to give in. You stand tall against a tide of criminal sympathizer, unafraid to call out the hypocrisy and demand accountability. Your work, though different in style, serves the same purpose: to wake people up, to remind them that supporting criminal is a betrayal of their own communities. Jamaica may be a hard place to be a police officer, but it's voice like yours that keep the fight alive. You represent the raw, unfiltered truth, a counter to the lies that criminals and their supporters try to sell. And with allies like Sir P, even if unspoken, it's clear that the battle isn't fought alone. So let this be a rallying cry to those who defend criminals and chastise the police officers. Open your eyes, look at the destruction these killers leave in their wake. And to those who stand with justice, share the story. Show the world that in Jamaica, amidst the chaos and corruption, there are still those willing to fight for what's right. Sir P and you may be different. You may have different methods, but the mission is the same. A safer, better Jamaica for decent, hard-working, law-abiding citizens who deserve to live without fear. It's a man me just call a spade a spade. I just saw me stay, you understand? Me just can't sugarcoat it, and I'm very passionate when they come on to Jamaica, especially my community of Jonestown, Concrete Jungle and its surrounding. Because that's what we live in. And I see him culture and I see him people them. We import it to my community and destroy the people them. Yeah man. Everybody there, that's just me and Dinah left. So when me attack on them thing, I don't care if a guy want to say me a labor right. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't think I'm not telling him about his mother. So let's address the elephant in the room, the frauds. Yes, the ones who parade themselves as voice of the people, but are nothing more than opportunists feeding off the chaos and confusion of a society struggling to find its moral compass. Yeah, so as I say, and I talk with, yeah, so I can tell you, so Flow, him have a license in Jamaica. I don't know, him can defend it and them things. So those are you, yeah. Yeah, him had Jamaica for the Vibes Cartel show, and Ugly Dan, that a Froggy Dan, is going to be there too. So you don't know them love criminal and them things. So you don't know them have whole heap of US span them have enough money, and you understand what I'm saying? So, you know, if you want Soul Flow money and him gun, then hey, so be it, you can go get it, you understand? Yeah, we'll give it to you. Easy. Yeah, let's go and tell him say comfy, because the man I love criminal, you know, so you understand. I don't know, we should tell him I stay or if I go down in country or what. I don't know if Froggy Dan I stay, if Froggy Dan, I don't know if it's Froggy Dan is Froggy Dan is a transgender. I don't know which part of Froggy Dan I go stay. But Froggy Dan will be there, so and Froggy Dan I have money. You understand? So I just saw it go. We just tell you, because them are the December 31st to start the new year with with cartel. And as you know that they are the loudest defenders of criminal, quick to condemn police officer while conveniently ignore the atrocities committed by the very people they shield. So let me call them out for you, who they truly are. These bloggers, vloggers and social media commentators masquerading as champion of justice are nothing but wolves in sheep clothing. They don't serve the people, they serve their own agenda. Their platforms are built on sensationalism, profiteering from controversy rather than the truth. Let's name them: Soulflow TV, Ugly Dan or Froggy Dan, when name Do Not Resist DNR, and other criminal Dirty Bongo Q. And I can't tell you if Dirty Bongo Bunny, I never seen a video about him, and the others like them. These e-frauds have the audacity to criticize the officers who put their lives on the line daily to protect the communities. Yet they remain silent, or worse, complicit in glorifying the very criminals who bring destruction to those same communities. So take Soulflow TV, for instance, a platform that should stand for integrity, but instead thrive on selective morality. This is the same outlet that cheer for Vibes Cartel, even after his conviction for the brutal murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Soulflow TV went as far as to justify the killing, claiming Lizard deserved to die because of his alleged actions. Yet, when it comes to the police officers in Kingston Eastern Division, they suddenly forgot their principle of innocent until proven guilty. Why the double standard? Why does a convicted murderer like Cartel deserve their defense, but officers who neutralize career killers do not? The hypocrisy is staggering. And then Ugly Dan, that a Froggy Dan, a self-proclaimed advocate who uses their platform to attack law enforcement while turning a blind eye to the suffering of victims. Ugly Dan has shown time and time again that their loyalty lies not with justice, but with chaos. Their relentless attacks on police officers reveal their true colors, a preference for narratives that divide rather than heal, for stories that incite rather than inspire. These e-frauds aren't just misguided, they are dangerous. They exploit their frustration of a population battered by systemic failure, redirecting anger away from criminals and towards the very people trying to make a difference. Their rhetoric doesn't just harm the reputation of law enforcement, it embodies criminals, creating an environment where justice becomes a dirty word. But here is the truth. They can't escape. Their lies crumble in the face of fact. The officers they are so eagerly condemned acted heroically, confronting 3 career killers in violation of their bail condition. These men were not innocent. They were predators who had left a trail of death and destruction. By stopping them, the officers save lives and prevent further carnage. That's not something to criticize, it's something to celebrate. So, Soulflow TV, Froggy Dan, or Ugly Dan, and the other E-frauds out there, your time is up. Your selective morality, your glorification of criminals, your vilification of those who stand for justice, it won't go unchallenged. The people are waking up. They see through the charades. Your half-truths and your lies. You can't silence the voices of those who fight for a better Jamaica, who stand against the criminals and their enablers. To the decent law-abiding citizens reading this, don't let these E-frauds dictate the narrative. Share the truth. Spread the stories of heroes who risk it all for your safety. Let's drown out the noise of hypocrites with a chorus of unity, resilience, and justice. The E-frauds may have their platforms, but we have the truth, and the truth will always prevail. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we support the police officers who have put their life on the line to protect the Jamaican people. Some of them ungrateful, some of them are criminal-minded, criminal sympathizer, beneficiaries, supporters and enablers of criminality in Jamaica. We as Jamaicans know that these people you're looking at the bottom, these are the faces of the criminal enablers in Jamaica and dirty bungles, corrosion and corrobunkus. Yes. At the bottom left, that's a man that called Dirty Bungle Q, an unrepentant murderer and robber. So he robbed down the Jamaicans. And then you have a man parlor by the name of the operator channel DNR. This thing is nothing shorter than someone who heat the bath when someone vomits, because this thing is not creative or original. Lives and feeds off people's work like a parasite. Then beside him, that's Ugly Dan, Froggy Dan, and then that's the man. Yes. Soulflow or Slow or what his name. Yeah, so that's the other man that have been beating the police. So he'll be in Jamaica. So to all of the police officers in Jamaica. Yes. Just remember these faces. There will be, especially those two, they will be at the cartel show. And remember that man, Soulflow, yes, he has a license gun. That's for information received and obtained. Yes, so he has a gun in Jamaica. So you know that people like them, if you want them, they have a gun and you want it, them just go to them and tell them say you want it and then give it to you. Yes, we are just telling you that. That's how it is. Yes, so then above that, that's the killers right there. And you can see what they have done to Evelyn. And this is what the guy says. Old girl, you're lucky. Yeah, you're innocent killer. Licked out this 75-year-old woman's tooth after robbing her on November 9, 2024. Yeah, man, these are heartless killers. Our support is with the police. We are not supporting these, corrosion and criminal enablers and supporters. We just hope that when time these people go to Jamaica, hopefully they might get a taste of, 3 of these boys, although they are gone, but at least, you have remnants of them, or boys that replicate them. Just remember that these people, when they come into cartel show, they have money, US dollars, lots of it. And Soulflow, they have his license on too. I don't know if he's going to come out and say that he doesn't have any, because maybe he doesn't want to give the criminals them his guns. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we support the police officers. Jamaica is a violent place. Jamaica have the most heartless and wickedest criminals on earth. So have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel, out.